Get it.
Alright, baby. It is, my boy.
Yeah, let's do this. Yo, this is Chopping It Up with NolA, episode 1. It's been a while, but we're about to get it popping for sure. I got a great guest. He's actually a rapper from the South, but moved up to Minnesota from a small town in the Wright County-ish area. But without further ado, we got Blaq Justice.
That'd be me.
Let's go off the intro, man. How did we meet, man?
Work, actually.
Yeah.
I think work would be the first time I seen you. They brought you through. Immediately they was telling me like, he does podcasts. Y'all should get together. We'll do HR lady and shit. And I was like, all right. I seen you a couple times, and I was like, it's always fucking busy. But then I finally called you. I was like, hey, I need to chop it up with this nigga real quick one time for the one time.
Right. And see, that's funny because same thing for me. HR was like, hey, we got a rapper actually that is in small sports, and I was like, oh, for real? I'll do podcasts, and I like to have any kind of artist on, So that was a big plus for me. I was excited about that right away, but I didn't want to approach you like on that whole, hey man, I know that you a rapper.
Yeah.
Let me have you on my podcast. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like that. That's kind of like
But I was like, eventually, I was just like, I gotta say something to this nigga, cause, fuck, you know what I'm saying? I gotta say something. So I don't know. We linked up, chopped it up a little bit. Shit, been a little bit of time, but fuck, we here now. We made it.
Yep. Yeah, man. Let's go into your backgrounds and beginnings.
All right.
So where are you from, man?
I'm from Petersburg, Virginia. What up, 804? Born and raised. Stayed out there until I was probably like 15, 16. Then moved to Minnesota due to some circumstances out of my control, but it was meant to be. But yeah, stayed out in Petersburg, fucking Ettrick, my old stomping grounds,
And then leading off of that, like, what age were you when you moved to Minnesota?
I was, I think, 15, 16, some shit like that. Yeah, I was like 16, I think, when I finally touched down in Minnesota.
And then, like, cause like I know how that is. Like, I moved here with my mother, but I was a little bit younger. I was 9.
Yeah.
And when I came here, I felt like, damn, there's a lot of white people first off. I'm from the city.
Yeah.
But as I digress, it was easy to get around, and it's nice around here.
Yeah. So it was definitely a little shell shock, culture shock moving out here.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of stand out a little bit,
Yeah.
But it was I don't know. I didn't have to deal with, I guess, too terribly much like racism or anything like that. There was some ignorant people, but shit, it was the white homies ready to jump on them before I even had to say anything. There's a couple of them, little situations I ain't even know about till after the fact, cause they shut all that shit down. So
right, and I agree with you. I've had situations like that.
But it was a shock, fucking coming out here, and I don't know. I have shit to go back to, I had a bunch of trouble that was waiting on me, so I just said, ain't no sense in it, you got a fresh start here,
right.
You go back and then it's
same old thing,
same old shit. Jump right back into that same cycle.
I agree with you, man. 100%. Do you ever go back and visit?
The last time I went back was in 2018 for my grandmother's funeral. Miss you. And I haven't been back since.
Yeah. And I'm guessing off of how you've been talking about it, it was an in and out. You did the funeral, you got that stuff taken care of.
And then I paid my respects, and I was gone. I just there's not much in Virginia for me, I got my sisters, my mother. I got family back there, but It's just, you know, it's not for me. It's not for me to be back there, around there. So I stay out.
Better for you to be here, I feel like, in play too, man.
Yeah, I'm saying. And mentally as well. You know, right. I'm a big advocate for mental health. Always take care of yourself. Even if that means you got to distance yourself from others.
Do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do for you.
100%. So, share with us how your music journey began, you know? Because, I mean, I'm not sure if it started when you were living down south or if it started when you came up here, but I'm definitely interested.
All right, so the origins actually of all of this, I was like probably, what I want to say, like 8-10 years old, just this scrawny little big head, big eared kid sitting in my room writing poetry because I didn't have the greatest of upbringings. My surroundings weren't always, you know, as lovely as I wanted them to be. I obviously made it, so I can't complain too fucking much.
Agreed.
But yeah, it was my escape. I started writing poetry, and it helped me feel better. It helped me look at shit that, hey, yeah, it's bad, but it could be worse type shit. You know what I'm saying? And then people started freestyling around me, and I thought that was great. You know, I'm like, hey, like, how do you just come up with the words off of your head like that? And they're like, it's the same as you writing your poetry, you know? Well, not a lot of people knew I wrote poetry, but they're like, you know, it's just, you just come up with the words as you go, and I just, you know, I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, hey, this is just like, I have to come up with the words of the poetry. Like, I can just do it naturally, you know, and instead of writing it down, just do it. And, you know, and when I was coming up, everybody freestyled. At the lunch tables, walking to class, at the park. Like, everybody was freestyling. So you either did it or you had to stay away because no matter what, even just standing there, motherfuckers gonna be like, nigga, you ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't saying shit. You been standing here
now.
Hop in. Like, I want to hear that shit. And ain't nothing worse than hopping up and being the worst nigga out of 17 people there fucking freestyling.
Trust me, man, I've been there. I mean, like, we all have our talents, and just ain't mine. And freestyle, I found out.
Shit, freestyling wasn't ever really my shit. Like, I got good enough to where I could hold my own, but I was never like top dog freestyler, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And then it kind of evolved a little bit there. At one point in time, I had these couple guys I was doing music with. I remember we called ourselves New Breed. You know, it was 3 of us. We were doing music and shit, you know what I'm saying? We did it before we left, like right before we left Virginia. We had put together like some, like, I don't know, probably like, I know it was less than 10 songs. We had our own little mixtape, you know, obviously beats. Fucking that Styles P I Get High joint. I still remember that shit.
You gotta throw down the
on
that.
So we fucking freestyled some shit. We did some shit or whatever before we left.
Takes it back for me right there. That's good times.
Good times, yo. Yeah. And we brought that shit up here. Well, it got out around this small little town. The motherfuckers was loving it. Right. I was like, oh shit, it worked, you know? But again, we just small town, fucking Dassel, whatever, you know, Dassel, Minnesota. I'm like, man, this ain't gonna go nowhere. Whatever, we still did it. People liked our music. And then, I don't know, we all split because I actually moved up here with one of the guys. His mom had custody of me, like, and then, like, I lived with them for like a year or 2 when I was still in Virginia. And then we moved up here. And then, like, I don't know, I just cut ties with them because, you know, shit just wasn't right, wasn't good, so we fucking, split ties. You know, like I said, I just focused on myself, my girl, our little family we was building, and I ran into my homie, Tim, and I found out he did music and shit. You know, he made beats, and he'd rap here and there, and then we started fucking doing music, and then we met this other dude, Kyle. He pulled up and he started doing music, and we formed this group L42. It's called Live for the Day, and I actually got that shit tatted on my arm. You know what I'm saying? Because I still believe in it, you know.
Yeah, I was
Live
gonna
for
say.
today. Everybody got their fucking saying, carpe diem, fucking YOLO, yada yada. Everybody got their own fucking shit they
I
live
got my
by.
shit on my arm too.
You
Man.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's just my version of it. You know, we were doing good. We did a show. We did some shows, I think, and then again, life got in the way. You know what I'm saying? They chose other routes. I chose my family, and I just gave up on music for a while, probably like a good 5 years, and then what brought me back into it was Shadow. Shout out Shadow, Midwest Nation. Me and him dropped a song, and I was like, you know what? He's like, I'm gonna put it on YouTube. I was like, if it get 50 likes in a day or in a week, then maybe I'll continue doing music. We got like 50 likes in a day, and I know some people like 50. That's it. Like, oh, I'm a nobody. I was at the time. Don't nobody know my fucking name. Anybody searching for my music. So I'm like, if I can get 50 likes in a week, then maybe I'll continue upon this journey. You know, it was always something I did. I never like gave up rapping. I just stopped actively putting out music. I stopped writing. You know, I always had something going on in my head, but I didn't take the time to put it down or get it out. And yeah, we dropped that song, and fucking people loved it. I got 50 likes in a day. Like, you know, by the week it was just still going. And I'm just like, yo. He's like, you trying to keep going? So we dropped a mixtape. What the hell was it? Never Been a Fool. We dropped that. And then from there, I just kept going. I don't know.
So the hunger came back.
Yeah, the hunger came back, and the thrill, the want to do it. Then I started working with other people. Was it Boy Wonder? Rest in peace to him. Nick Six dropped some albums with him. Who else? I know I'm missing somebody. I dropped some solo projects myself. Oh yeah, shout out to Amazing. Worked on a good couple projects with him. I Am Amazing. Yeah, I just kept just going until, you know, it became what it is today, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't have no plan on stopping anytime soon, you know. So.
I feel that. Who were some of your music influencers in your early days? Like, what got you really thinking about, hey man, yo, this is fire. This is the route I want to do.
If I can go like back, music influencers, it's a lot of people. So it's a lot of randomness. If we're gonna get the top 5 out the way, we're just not even gonna mention those people. We're not gonna mention the Jay-Z's and the Nas's and the Snoop Dogg's and the Eminems and the Biggies and the Tupacs. We're not gonna mention that shit. That's already a given. We're done.
Yeah, they're already the Rush.
Everybody's gonna say.
You know.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna say that shit. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
I'm actually glad you are gonna say someone different, because I was like, man, I'm kind of wondering if he's just gonna go with
everybody. That's everyone's go-to. So I
appreciate that.
So like Biz Markie, like Slick Rick, fucking.
The storytelling that he
I love story. See, and I'm a storyteller with my music, so I respect that. If we gonna be honest, if I'm not just sticking to rap, Phil Collins or Genesis, I don't know. Them beats was banging. I just recently found out about like Hall and Oates. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was dope, bro. They had some bangers. I ain't know it was like that. I hate to say it, but Prince, after he died, always been a Michael Jackson fan.
Right.
There's some country people too that I can fucks with. Darius Rucker in this country, his little country days, I can fuck with that. Even like the Hootie and the Blowfish days, I fucks with that heavily.
It was kind of nice to see how he came up from that, because I was wondering what he was gonna do after Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah.
Man, everybody was like, I only want to be with you. Right.
Type shit. Hey, they get who else we got? My playlist is all over the place. In the mornings, I like to listen to two cellos. I don't know, it's calming, like or music of the sorts, kind of close to that, where it's just the instruments. I recently found out I like jazz. I didn't know I like jazz as much as I do.
Fire jazz out there.
One of the homies, Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
He put me up on jazz, like actually just the other day, because he kept showing me beats, and they were all like jazz type beats, and I was like, I think I like jazz. Then he started showing me some, like, he's like, well, this is classical jazz, this is, you know what I'm saying, this swing jazz, this. I'm like, yo, fuck, I like jazz. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's all over the place. There's rock, like, you know what I'm saying. I don't really think I like screamo though. I'm not really with that.
I was just gonna say, because
I could do that. That's a bit much for me.
I've done that.
I'm not saying you can't scream. I'm just saying, like, I can't listen to the whole way through, mainly because I can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And reggae, fucking love reggae. I love reggae. Not just Bob Marley. I don't, not just the famous Bob Marley ones. I like the authentic reggae. I listen to some Damian Marley. I listen to Kylie Buds and fucking. I don't remember everybody's name, but that Bombay.
There's a young girl named Coffee.
Okay, yeah.
She's really good too. I think she won a few awards last year for up and coming or new artists. But yeah, she's really good. Yeah, it's a lot of music out there that can influence you. Yeah. And it doesn't just have to be of the genre that you're doing.
A lot of my shit comes from outside the genre of rap. So if I'm actively in the process of writing music, I don't listen to, if I listen to any music, it's going to be me, or it's going to be something that is not rap at all. For the simple fact, I don't want to be influenced in any way, shape, or form by what's popular, or what music I like listening, or what rap music I like listening to. Mm-hmm. You know, just because I like listening to it doesn't mean I want to imitate it. You know, I love Kevin Gates, but I ain't selling bricks. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no boatloads from Yucatan or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with, like, what is it, Dirk and shit, but I ain't running drills. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here spinning the block on ops. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm doing. So
we don't walk around with bands in our bricks.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not that guy, so I don't want to portray that shit in my music. Right. You know? So I like listening to it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It is
like
what
on some Drake shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Like on some what was that, Kanye and Jay-Z. It gets the people going.
It gets the people going.
Yeah, you know.
Say people love listening to this. Yeah. Type shit.
Shit. I like this next one. This is your presence right now, like and funny stories too. I love that. Can you tell us any current projects or albums that you're working on?
Current projects. I have been working on a solo project for many years. I just keep adding to it. It's called Company Loves Misery. It is a compilation of songs that through the stages of my growth as an artist. So some of them are 5 years old. Some of them are as new as 6 months. Okay. You know, so when am I gonna drop that project? I have no real set date. Right. Other than that, I've been working on, you know, developing new artists myself, like friends that I know that have talents to sing, and we're working on projects together so they can step out of their shell a little bit. The most recent project I was a part of was Ice Kings and Friend with the Ice Kings. Shout out Ice Kings and this bitch.
Banger. It was
Thank you. We are working on an actual album, because that was just an LP. Mm-hmm. We're working on the album. Will just be entitled Ice Kings. But smooth. Yep, smooth. You know, shocker.
I mean, that short and simple stuff, sometimes that's just all you need. You don't need to extend it out.
We don't need. I mean, we have a theme we follow throughout the song or the album itself. I'm not gonna give it away because it ain't out yet, and I want people to, you know, pay attention until we drop it. But we actually are in the process of We're gonna get a video shoot here soon for a song we're gonna release called "God to a King."
Okay.
We have a show coming up in April. Gotta selflessly, shamelessly throw this show out. Opening up for King ISO at the Green Room in Minneapolis. Pop out. It's gonna be fucking great. Second time opening up for ISO in I think like 6 months, some shit like that. So yeah, you know, for everybody who said your music ain't gonna get you nowhere, or don't follow your dreams, fuck 'em.
Right.
Fuck 'em.
You always got to do what you got to do.
You got to, man.
I mean, how many times have we had that teacher or that person that's just like, you ain't gonna be able to do that.
Like
you
this is what you want to do. That's what you're gonna spend your life on. It's like you're a teacher and you're not even happy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
can I ask you what you wanted to be
what
when you
did
was
you-
a kid? Because I'm
Type
pretty sure
shit.
you didn't think I want to be a 7th grade English teacher for the blah 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 school and get nothing out of my life. Basically.
yeah. So now that I hate things, I'm gonna shit on you.
Right.
Not that all teachers are like that.
That's true.
I'm
too.
not down in teachers. I am saying the ones that don't want to be there shouldn't be there because y'all supposed to be boosting the younger generation. If this man says I want to be a firefighter on the moon, you can explain to him why that's not possible
Right.
or why it's illogical. But you shouldn't ever be like, nah, nigga, don't do that type shit. And I've had many people, mentors, people in a position of power, so to speak, and they down on you for, I would say, their non-accomplishments, or you know, their shortfallings, and you got to just take that shit as that's more about you than it is about me. You can't be mad that I have a dream and you had one and it didn't work.
Right.
Type shit.
It's haterade right there.
You know what I'm saying? Sip it heavy and sip it slow.
What inspired your latest album with the group? I'm guessing.
Ice Kings. What inspired that? Realistically, we had done a lot of shows in the time that I joined. We had done songs. We had made new content and stuff, but we had done a lot of shows. But I was like, yo, we don't have something that people can just go home and listen to, something they can just look up. So what inspired it was basically us dragging our feet, and it's like we got this music, y'all. Let's just compile it. Yes, I know we're trying to give something that has structure. We're trying to this, that, and the other, but let's just put music out.
Right.
Let's just, you know, sometimes
have some fun.
Sometimes you just gotta put music out. Sometimes I understand having a project that you're working on and you want it to be in this box and look good and you're all shined up and shit, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta have some chaotic shit to just fucking throw out there. So I was like, let's just put this shit together, throw it out there, see what happens.
I like that.
People liked it. I don't know.
And
I still like it.
And when you do that, you get to not only do it for your joy,
Yeah.
you get other people that have joy from listening to it as well.
Man, I say thank you to every fan that I have. As small as I think it is, or as many as it actually is, I say thank you to every fan because, I mean, yes, this is for me, but if you like my music, then that means you related somewhere along the line. And if I can make something that makes like one person feel better than I did when I was making that song, then it's like mission accomplished. Fuck it, you know, that's worth more than a bag. That's worth more than anything. Just knowing that, you know, some of my shit, you know, a lot of my solo shit is what I'm going through. You know, what's going on with me. You know what I'm saying? So when I put that out there, that is the purest form, the purest version of me, the most uncut, unstepped on shit you gonna get, you know?
Right.
That's me. So if you relate, then that lets me know you've hurt in the same or a similar way as I am hurting or was hurting. And if that song gets you through, if that whatever gets you through the day to the next thing, then I feel like I've done what I was put here to do. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So, you know,
I feel that there is that feeling of like of good being better than money or anything else that
or notoriety or any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even if I stay as big as I am right now throughout my music career, and I still have people be able to come and tell me like, dude, that song, that one, like, I love that shit. It, you know what I'm saying? It helps me. Like, that's my go-to song. Fuck it. I made it. Yeah. I'm as big as I can possibly be. I'm as big as I need to possibly be.
And a compliment like that goes forever.
That's the $1 million I can make off that song could be spent in a day. That compliment can never be spent. That feeling of connection with a person that I don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
And you might never see that person again.
Ever.
But you will remember that moment forever. I like that a lot. So we mentioned that you were in a group and everything. So I got this question. I actually was thinking about this because I'm not involved in anything like that where I could be in a group. Yeah. I mean, I used to be a break dancer a long time ago, but I didn't have a necessary group that I would partake with. But here's one for you. So what is it like being in a group compared to being solo?
So in a group, I feel like, and I'm part of the problem, but there's always a time crunch. In a group, there's a time crunch because I feel like without structure in a group, it's going to take forever to get anything done.
Yes.
You know? So in the group, there's that time crunch. There's that deadline that you have to meet. And it can't be forced. It can't be, like, it's got to be organic, you know? When we're doing these songs, yes, they're wrote at different times. We all write at different times. You know, one of us might get it done in a week. All 5 songs that we need to get done for the next 2 weeks, he's gotten done in 2 days. You know, and then sometimes I'm like, I'll start writing when I start writing. And then I get, you know, I get a verse here, I get 2 verses there, and then it's getting closer to time for it to finish, and then I'm like, all right, let me get this shit done. But it all has to be organic. You can't force it. You can't, you know, like, you can't, like, if you don't work good with deadlines, then being in a group is not a good thing to do. Versus working by myself, I'm like, I can do it when I want to. You know what I'm saying? I'll get it done when I get it done. I put out music at my pace as Blaq Justice. I put out my music when I see fit. When I feel like it's been enough time that I need to put out another song or another project or another album. I let that shit come to me. I don't force when I'm going to put music out because I'm in the group. If I wasn't in the group, maybe it'd be different. But as of right now, I'm like, I put it out when I need to put it out, you know?
And that's how I was, like, when I did breakdance. I was like, this is a lot easier for me to try and do this myself. Because not only do I have to worry about myself getting to where I need to get to do the dance or go where I'm going, if I mess up, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with knowing that I went there and messed up. But if I was there with the group and one of us wasn't practicing or wasn't on point, that hurts. That hurts. And I mean, that's not why I quit dancing, obviously. I mean, I'm getting old. Knees don't be liking them. You drop it low, you can't get back up here. You're like, oh snap!
Shit, gonna have to ice them joints.
It's not happening. Let me walk it off or sit down real quick.
Shit, I'm old too. I'm getting old. I don't know. I guess that's a thought process. Some days I feel old, but you ask my kids, I'm the most childish one of us all. So I don't know.
Here's one for you. What are some challenges that you faced in your music career, solo and in a group, you know?
So, challenges. See here, what are some of the challenges?
Ooh, I got him with a good question.
Yeah, you did. You got me with a good one. Because I guess I guess it depends on how you look at it. I think I have a harder time. Like on stage is different. I can be out there. I can let loose. When I'm not on stage, I'm more a reserved person unless I know you. Unless I fuck with you, I'm such a reserved person. It's hard for me to, when you get off stage, like I end up immediately looking for the exit because it's hard to take that positive. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to getting down so much. When people, man, that shit was great. That was good. I don't know how to accept that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you know this comes with the profession? Yes, I know this comes with the profession, but anxiety does what the fuck it wants to.
When the fuck it wants to.
When the fuck it wants to.
Yeah.
And it immediately kicks in. I don't know if it's the adrenaline. I don't know what it is, but I immediately look for the exit or the way out because I don't know how to accept you did a great job. You know what I'm saying? You can write that on my page. You can, you know what I'm saying? It's just hard for me to take it because I don't know, maybe it's a mental block where I don't believe it or I don't fucking know, you know what I'm saying? That's a mental journey I'm still taking with my therapist. You know what I'm saying? Laughing but dead ass serious.
We all have those things, but do you have a favorite performance experience, group and solo?
Yes. Favorite performance experience recently would have been the first time we opened up for King ISO. Like I said, I knew who he was, but I had never listened to his music before.
Right.
So when I found out through, and this would be my group experience, when I found out through Mookie, shout out Mookie the Magician and E-Rock, when I found out through him that we were doing the King ISO show, that was Mookie's favorite artist. So yes, I had the opportunity to go meet him, but to me, I felt it wouldn't be right type shit. I didn't listen to his music. I knew who he was, but to take that meeting from somebody who A, paid the ticket to get to meet him, and B, who's an avid fan of him, to take that from somebody else just because I knew Mookie and I did, like, that shit would have been wrong. That shit wouldn't have been, like, it didn't feel right to me. So, and again, anxiety like a motherfucker. So I just kind of sat back, I watched from afar and I got to, see somebody who I admire meet somebody they admire. I know he'd met him or performed for him before, but just seeing that, just being able to like see some shit, and see all these people who are just here to like see this guy perform, and I'm just like,
that's definitely an experience because, like you said, it's somebody that you admire that admires someone else.
Yeah.
So then that means this person gets a little bit of what this person gets, and that's why you admire him.
So I'm just like, that shit's dope, And then, like I said, we performed, and I mean, the place was fucking packed. We went up, I think, like second or some shit, but still, the place was fucking packed. We were at the Caboose.
Great place, great venue.
Great fucking venue. Love it. Probably, I would say my favorite venue. I haven't been to. It's
definitely one of my top.
Yeah.
Venues. I've been there for their outdoor shows and their indoor shows, and the way they make the stage is great. They do a great job.
So I love the Caboose. Like I said, I'm trying to do. So we did the show, and I mean, just the love that the crowd gave back. Like, I'd been to the Caboose a couple times before, and it was great, man. Like, I love that place. But I'd say my favorite solo performance would have been at the Terminal Bar. It's downtown Minneapolis. Small little bar, but they're super hip hop friendly, rap friendly. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty much, if you want to do a show there, they let you do a show there type
That's
shit.
Nice. That's
you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Terminal Bar.
Shout out.
I had a solo show there. The room, it wasn't like packed, by any means, but it was a crowd that I had never played to before, And as I'm doing my thing, they're just loving it. They're fucking loving it. And there's one particular table in the back. They were having a great time. I don't know if it was alcohol or if they just really liked my music and my stage presence, but they were fucking giving it. Yeah, they were feeling it and they were giving it back. They made everything just so great. And then I remember I said one line and this dude just busted out in this like belly laugh. Like just it was like the funny that deep one. That one touched his soul and tickled his spirit. That fucker was laughing, bro. And it was like the last song, so I get off stage. Buddy comes up to me immediately, him and his whole little table. They're like, dude, you were fucking amazing. And that was probably my favorite solo performance because I'm like, damn, like, you know, like, you I wasn't going there thinking I was gonna make somebody's night. So, you know, when people interact, it's like, yes, I'm here to give you a show, but you know, if y'all not giving the show back, it makes me feel like
I'm not doing my job.
Yeah, I'm not doing my job. So when people do that shit, I'm like, that was hands down one of my favorite solo. And like I said, it was only like 3-4 people at this table.
But that feeling you'll never forget.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, bro, it could have been 100 million people there. It might as well been.
Right.
Might as well been a fucking the Madison Square Garden type shit. Like that little 3-4 people coming up to me at the end of my set. Again, still being like not really known at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
That's a beautiful feeling right there.
Yeah, bro. That's another reason I do this shit, you know.
It's those things, man.
Yep.
And this is something that I'm going to ask a lot of my guests. Because this is something that I ask myself every once in a while. Can you tell us one thing that you know now that you wish you known off jump about your industry?
About my industry. That just because you are or you think you are good does not mean you're going to get the recognition you think you deserve. Right. Like you will even so everybody has a different goal they want to reach with their notoriety, fame, whatever you want to call it. I feel that there's certain rappers that don't get mentioned. There's certain artists in general that don't get mentioned because they aren't quote unquote popular, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably one of the things that will happen, has happened, and will continue to happen, that just because you're not following that
trend,
or that style, like, you know what I'm saying? I would rather be popular to 10 people in a room full of 1,000 than be popular with all 1,000 of those people in that room.
Yeah.
You know?
I hear what you're saying there 100%. Because, I mean, at some point, it's like, then what am I doing it?
Yeah. Wait. Like, how is it that 1,000 people 100% agree with everything I'm doing? Mm-hmm. Like, can't nobody tell me, nah, nigga, I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have too many yes men around. You can't have that shit. I don't like fucking with people that's gonna tell me every single time that's a grand idea. Like, I don't want to fuck with no hater that's everything's bad, but you know, obviously there's balance in life, but I can't fuck with nobody who tells me yes 100% of the time.
I've just been talking to somebody about that. I'm like, I just started learning that 2-letter word, no.
No, learn it, love it, live it.
Yeah, if you don't use it, you're gonna be a yes person forever, and that's all they're gonna expect from you is yes. I can't be doing that.
No.
This is a good one, Sue. How do you like to spend your time when you're not working on music?
Chilling with my kids,
yeah,
or cooking. I be trying to whip it up, bro. So I'm not gonna sit here and say like a nigga's a chef or no shit like that.
Here we go.
But I be whipping some shit out. Cause food's amazing.
Yeah, it's a big deal of life.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like diets, bro. I don't like motherfuckers restricting what you can and can't eat, bro. Like, you'll live a shorter time. I'd rather eat some delicious artery clogging food and die young than live forever eating turtle food. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, fuck that, man. I want to eat. Food's delicious. I'm not saying turtle food can't be delicious. I'm not saying I won't eat a salad. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I want to eat delicious food. And the healthy shit ain't always delicious. Well, you're cooking it wrong. Show me a good way. Like, don't get me wrong. I like carrots. I'll eat raw carrots. I don't need nothing to dip it in. Whatever. I like carrots. They cool. I don't know, they sweet enough.
Right.
Broccoli, I need me some ranch. Because what the fuck am I, a rabbit? I'm not eating that shit like that, bro. No. Hell no. Celery with my wings. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me.
I can't even do the celery with peanut butter because it's
I like celery, bro.
I mean, I like it when it's like
you gotta put the raisins on top. It's called ants on a log.
Oh,
I don't know if you know. You take your little piece of celery, you get you some peanut butter, and you put you some raisins on it. It's called ants on a log. I remember that shit from like, what was it, like PBS when I was a kid or some shit? Because I ain't like celery either. I was like, fuck that. But I loved raisins. So
yeah,
I seen it one time. I was like, shit, peanut butter ain't bad either. Like, pop, 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 pop. I can fuck with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For sure.
You know?
I get that. Do you have any advice that you like to give magicians? Blooper. Hey,
Bloops.
Jamie, edit that out.
Edit that one, my boy.
Do you have anybody, and it's actually written different, do you have any advice that you like to give anybody in the music industry that's just starting out?
And this might be the downside of East Coast, whatever you want to call it in me. Be original. Do not be afraid of originality. Do not be afraid of originality. If you see somebody already doing something, you don't also need to do it too. Right, bro. Right. There's enough Migos out there. There's enough little babies. All right, we get it. There's enough Kodak Blaqs. I get it. All right. I understand. Y'all drilled the point into my fucking head. There's enough. Y'all have done it to death. Do something else. Be original.
Yeah, because I mean, what works for them might not work for you.
It ain't supposed to work for you.
You might be missing out on your originality that's going to make you even more than you can dream of.
Be original. You know why people like the originals? Because it was new when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was the new
bunch of
thing.
Beatles all the time for rock. We all be like, oh, that's
Don't
it.
nobody give a shit about the Beatles if everybody's the Beatles.
Yeah. You gotta have somebody that's different. Bam, you got the Eagles that come in.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have the same group watered down over and over and over and over again, and then y'all just go and you're like, this is supposed to be interesting? Like,
that's why, like, sometimes I think about like the late '90s for me, because I was a late '80s baby. The late '90s rap into the early 2000s rap was some of the best rap that I've listened to. For me, I'm not saying that's everybody, but that's just for me, because there was so many different up and comers. You had hungry hitters that had different styles,
that wanted to be original, that strived on being themselves, nothing else. They did not want to be known as you know, or they loved being trendsetters. That was that, like, I am me, and I am 100% authentically me, and you can't be me because I'm me.
And nobody does me.
And nobody does me like I do me.
Pretty much, man.
So
I totally agree. Can you share with us your most rewarding moment in your career so far?
My most rewarding moment. I would say it would have had to been Chill Fest. Shout out Chill Will. Chill Fest 2. Yeah, it was Chill Fest 2. It was up in where was it? Cloquet.
Oh yeah.
So we went up there. Ice Kings had a show. My family got to come with my wife, my kids, my sister-in-law. I think my niece was there as well. So we just had like just a gang of people. My homie Deuce was there. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. So it was like my squad, my support group got to be there all at once and see me perform. Well, I didn't know, like, I thought they said they made some, but I didn't know they had posters and shit. So I don't know, I'm up on stage and I'm doing my shit, and I look and I see my kids, like my whole little support section, like got the whole area blocked off, and it's just screaming out Blaq Justice and yelling, and you know what I'm saying, that shit was fucking. I don't know, hands down the most rewarding moment for my music career. Just to.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that, and it almost made me like not tear up in a bad way, but tear up in a great way, because it's like that's heart touching, because it's like that's all you want in your life is that support group right there.
Yep.
To be there for
front
you.
And center.
Of course, you care about all your.
I love all the fans.
But
I love
seeing that group right there. That's heart touching right there, man. I really love that story.
Thank you.
Future plans and goals, my brother.
Future plans and goals.
This is the future right here.
All right,
so here's the question.
Future plans and goals. Oh, well, that wasn't the question.
Yeah, this is just a topic.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Ahead of a little. Okay, but what are some of your goals for the future, both musically and personally?
What does Brain say to Pinky?
World.
Take over the world.
Take over the world. Yeah.
I mean, slight of taking over the world, I want to make my mark. I want the name, when people say Blaq Justice, I want them to say it with a sense of, like, I want it said as a statement, not as a question. Right. You know, I don't need to be known by the masses, but I want those who know me to know that that this thing has been organic from the jump. It has been within me, and I never nurtured it enough for it to grow. And now that it's growing, you know, what do they say? If you're comfortable, then you're not going in the right direction. You're just spinning wheels.
Right.
I've never been more uncomfortable than I've been since I've started this journey of Blaq Justice, and it just keeps growing. It keeps changing. It keeps, you know, expanding, and you know, I think I have it under control right now, but who knows where it's gonna go? You know.
Yeah, you never know. Like tomorrow, it could be a different situation.
It could be
a new horizon.
Yeah, a new horizon. So I say yes. I'm nervous for what's coming because I don't know what's coming. Mm-hmm. But because I don't know what's coming,
it's exciting.
It has to mean I'm moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has to mean I'm growing into something that, you know, you gotta molt. You know,
right.
You gotta shed that shit, man.
Yes.
Otherwise, you get trapped in it. I mean, what fucking lobsters? That's why they molt. Otherwise, they get trapped inside their shell. And I be goddamn if I'm gonna get trapped inside my shell, because they keep growing and then you die. Yeah. You want to keep growing and then just be encased in fear? Fuck that. Nah, I'm gonna keep growing, and I don't know. Hopefully, I don't end up in nobody's pot.
Oh God! Yeah. Oh man. Here's one. Are there any artists that you dream of working with? I mean, obviously there are.
Live, dead, big, small, or like what do we say?
Let's just go anybody. You know, anybody. Because I mean, like that's a good question. Because then you get to hear if it's somebody that has passed, and then I get to hear that story. Or if it's somebody that is alive, I get to hear that story. So
okay.
It's up to you. I'll leave that one up to you.
All right. If there's anybody that I could do music with. To be honest, I would love to do music again with anybody that I've done, like when I first started rapping, you know, because those were the first influences, you know. Like I said, I liked the music I liked growing up, the Young Jeezys, the Lil Waynes, the Currencies, the Lupe Fiascos, you Bust a Rhyme, Papoose,
they don't know about that.
Outkast, obviously, you know. Like I said, I grew up listening to a lot of it, but my influences came from the guys I was rapping with originally. Right. You know,
There's no other bond than those original people that you built that.
Yeah, and I've talked to a few of them since, you know, it's been years now, but when I first started the Blaq Justice journey, I talked to a few of those guys that I did music with, and they all told me the same thing. You know, the whole time I think I'm trying to keep up with them, and they're like, no, the only reason I was writing this shit the way I was writing and I was doing all the shit I was doing because I was trying to keep up with you. You know, so you gotta, sometimes you gotta stop looking for your inspirations and start looking inward. Because I had a guy that I used to work with, actually, he told me, and that shit stuck with me. He was like, you never know how you touch someone else's life. You know, what one thing you may have done for somebody may have been so small and insignificant to you, but to them, it made their entire world, you know? So you never know the influence you have on someone's life just by being yourself, by being your genuine self. So like I said, I do my damnedest to be polite to everyone. And I put out what I want, you know, what I want back. Does it always happen like that? No, because everybody don't think like I do.
Right.
But
you can only do what you can do.
I can only do my part.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. That's good stuff right there. The last question that I'm of the future plans and goals. In a perfect world, where would you like to see yourself in 10 years?
In a perfect world.
All right, okay.
In a perfect world or in my perfect world?
Let's do both.
Okay, in a perfect world, where do I see myself in 10 years? What am I, 33, 44, where do I see myself? I don't know. In a perfect world, I'm following, I either have my job and I got a big enough bank that I ain't got to worry about, I guess, the next paycheck, maybe the one after that. I got to start worrying about shit, but, you know, in a perfect world, that's about the only place I can hope to be.
Right, man.
You know what I'm saying, bro? I ain't got a whole lot of wants and goals, but in my perfect world, I am at my desk at the company that I own.
CEO.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm running shit. And I ain't got to worry about next month's paycheck, but the paycheck after that, maybe we got to still.
I'm still not trying to be.
You know what I'm saying? No, nigga, more money, more problems, cuz, you know what I'm saying? I ain't with that shit. Hell no, nigga trying. I'm trying to live.
I'm trying to live.
Yeah, I'm trying to live, cuz, you know what I'm saying? Nigga want motherfucking, yeah, I want it like that, but I don't want it like that. You know what I'm saying?
After a while, it's gonna be like that.
Yeah, like that. I don't fuck with that shit, cuz. No, yeah, I don't want to have to worry about the next one. The one after that? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I got some. So what you saying is I got some time.
Yeah.
To get some shit right.
That's all I need.
That's all I just need, a little time. You know what I'm saying?
You can help me out.
But to be like, I don't have to worry about nothing ever again. Fuck no. Somebody gonna kill me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I feel like the answer that everybody would say is, man, I want racks on racks on racks. I want this and that and this and that. But see, for me, and I think you're the same way. Happiness.
Yeah.
Man, happiness.
Cause to have those racks on racks on racks on racks, you gotta cut something out.
Yeah.
You have to. There's a life pie.
Mm-hmm.
And if your life pie is all money, you need to cut out family, you need to cut out relationships, you need to cut out your children, you need to cut out the main one that we really need to stop cutting out is happiness. And
hobbies, anything that you have, that's all gone.
That's all gone. If you just running for that paper, you never gonna get it. It's like a high, cause when you was a kid, $10 was a lot of money till somebody gave you 20, and then $20 was a lot of money till somebody gave you 50.
I was the 50 right there.
And then you big baller now. I got a $50 bill.
And then
somebody gave you a
bag.
Dropped $100 on your ass.
And you like, oh!
You ain't know how to fucking act. Then you kept working, right? You seen your first $1,000. You seen your first $1,000 ever. You like, oh my God,
I'm about to snap.
But we forget the feeling that first dollar gave us.
Mm-hmm.
We forget what the because you didn't just get your first dollar. You did something. Grandma told you to run to the store and get her a pack of cigarettes. They were still doing that when I was young.
Yes,
I want that to be known.
Yeah.
Is it just because
Run
they knew
down to the corner store
and go give me a pack of cigarettes? And you gonna
bring
put
my change back.
and bring you put a note. You safety pinned a $20 and a note to my shirt and told me to go get you. I love you, Grandma. But we still was going to just because they knew you. It was a wild time. It was a wild time.
That's good.
I love it. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? We forget the feeling that dollar gave us. That feeling that first dollar, that the work that you had to do for it, and the feeling you got of getting paid for it. Right. Now, again, inflation, yada yada yada. $1 ain't shit these days. But we gotta remember those feelings. You know.
Mm-hmm. I feel that. So now we go to where can people find your music, and where do you have any upcoming shows?
All right. If you type me into the Google machine, and I'm gonna selflessly put out the merchandise. Blaq Justice. It's Blaq Justice. I'm on all streaming sites besides Pandora. I don't know how to get on that one. Yeah. But I'm on everything else. I'm like I said, put me in the Google machine as Blaq Justice. Do not put the CK because you will not find me. It is 2 words. It is BLAQ space JUSTICE. Blaq Justice. And as far as shows coming up, yes, we have. I'm trying to figure out which one I got in May, but yeah, the group can't figure that out. All right, in March, April, we got a couple shows coming up. Like I said, the biggest one right now is we'll be opening up for King ISO at the Green Room in Minneapolis. Doors open at 7. Pop out. It's going to be a great time, obviously. Ice Kings will be in attendance, as will, I think, Open Minded supposed to be on that show. Shout out Open Minded. Worldwide Chaos, shout them out. Ether Hayes, either way, I don't remember how to exactly say it, but shout him out. And then there's somebody else on there. I don't want to leave him off. Who else was it?
Got this.
Come on, God damn it. If you're on the show, I meant to shout you out, but I smoked before I started, so I forgot some of the shit I was gonna say. And then I don't know, we got some shows in May. I don't know. That's the downfall of being in the group. They book shows, and it's like somebody's just got to remember it. I just got to know when I got to show up type shit. So
that's how it is sometimes in that group life.
It be like that.
But it seems like you guys are working together pretty well. I like what I've been hearing, and I've been passing it out to people in Wisconsin, people in California to listen to it, because I don't just pass out music for nothing. You know?
I don't blame you. Oh, and I forgot, I got to shout him out too. Shout out Von Sage. Check him out. I don't know who else I can throw out. Fucking whole B&E squad. Who else we be fucking with heavy that I don't want to forget? I don't know. But if you know me and I fuck with you, what it is, my nigga.
Right, what it is. All right, man. I'd like to thank my guest, Blaq Justice, for joining me and sharing today his stories. I mean, it's been an honor. I can say that, honestly. Thanks for tuning in. I am NolA. This is Chopping It Up with NolA. Peace.